Hey folks, just a quick little Friday morning update for you guys. I've got a little list of stuff to talk about. I posted a discussion on my Facebook page about YouTube Red, and there seems to be some misconceptions there. So the first thing I want to talk about is YouTube Red. What is YouTube Red? If you're not familiar with the concept or with the service actually, it is a paid subscription service for YouTube that you are not obligated to sign up for. Let me just say that from the beginning. It's a paid subscription service for YouTube where it allows the removal of YouTube ads. It allows you to download the videos and I believe watch the videos offline, or I'm sorry, in the background on mobile devices. I'll post a link down below with all the details and you can check it out. Check it out. So, like I said, it's not a subscription service that you are forced to sign up for. Creators, about 2 or 3 months ago, were forced to sign the new YouTube Terms of Service, which states that if you do not agree to this YouTube Red platform, then your videos will be marked private. Because of which, a couple companies that do not allow paid subscription services elsewhere for their content, such as, I believe, ESPN and some Asian music channels. Those are the only two that I've read on or heard reports of and read. But basically, they've removed their videos, or their viewers no longer have access to those videos. So I'm not sure how those situations will be resolved. But for the vast majority of the woodworkers, I think everyone of this online woodworking community, I don't think will be affected at all. It's just YouTube's just adding another feature, and I really don't see a problem with it. Why? Why is this service being introduced? Because for a long time, YouTube creators and viewers have asked for some type of ad-free viewing experience in the form of a service. And that's fine. It's also to combat the ad block crap that's going around, which negatively affects the content creators in that it removes their incentive to create more content. This whole YouTube platform was was built on the content of other people, content creators contributing to the YouTube platform by their channel, by the means of making a channel, with the incentive of being rewarded for their work, reimbursed for their work in revenue, ad revenue. If YouTube never had the ad revenue system, then odds are the vast majority of people would not have the incentive to create it. Therefore, it wouldn't be what it is today. So, one of the purposes is to combat that ad block crap that's going around. So that's what, that's why, and then who? Who is this affecting? As content creators, it's supposed to increase revenue. As viewers, if you do nothing about it, you completely ignore it, your viewing experience will not change. Unless you watched YouTube, or unless you watched ESPN videos and those Asian music channels that I talked about. There's probably a couple more, but I don't think it'll affect any one of us who just watch YouTube woodworking content. As a viewer standpoint, it affects a viewer if you do sign up for it, because you get the added benefits of that. So if you think those benefits are worth the subscription fee, then sign up for it. If you do not think the benefits are worth the subscription fee, then don't sign up for it. I myself am, as a content creator, I'm also a viewer, and the benefits of signing up for the service to me are worth it. So I signed up for it and removed all the ads on my viewing experience, and I'm still paying the service, which should, in theory, reimburse the content creators of the videos in which I watch. I didn't read much on how the distribution of the profit will be worked out, but supposedly it's going to benefit the creators. Time will tell. Give it a couple, 3 or 4 months to figure it to see if that actually works. But yeah, if you do nothing about it, then absolutely nothing will change. So it's just an extra feature. You're not obligated to sign up for anything. It's there if you want it. I released 2 videos since we last spoke on this channel. My SketchUp video on how I do the layout. It's not the only option out there. There's a lot of other options out there. For me, and the reasons why I use SketchUp, it's the most convenient. All my dimensions are already there with the model, so it just makes sense to drag them rather than take all those dimensions and put them into another program. And then also, because they're already there, once I complete the layout, if by chance the model changes, then those are copied parts in the layout, so all of those dimensions will be updated, and then I just adjust the layout a little bit as I need to. So keeping everything in SketchUp works very well for me, and I make the layout. How do I print from there? Excuse me. I don't directly print from SketchUp. I always export 2D images and import them into InDesign to make PDF plans, simply because I make PDF plans. So if you were just using this as your own use in your shop, what I would personally do is not print at all. If you have some type of little mobile device or a computer in your shop, I wouldn't even print them at all. I would export 2D images and then transfer those images to whatever you're going to have in the shop and just look on it as you need it. That's what I would do personally. If you don't have something like this and you do have to print from SketchUp, I haven't done this much, but I think the key in printing from SketchUp is to get the image as big as you want it and then resize the window, the SketchUp window, to where it has as little room around it as possible. And then I think you can print from there and it just prints the window, because I think it prints the whole window. So if your image is this big and your window is this big, then it's going to print the whole thing with your small image in the middle. I believe that's the way it works. I haven't done that in a while, but don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it is. Just try it out. Also, on that SketchUp video, the most common question by far was, do you take into consideration the kerf of the blade? If you have two pieces that are 10 inches long, 10 inches wide, and you cut them right down the middle, you're not going to get two 10-inch pieces. You need to account for that blade width. I do, but I do not account for it in between every single piece, because that just gets very tedious, and when you try to move stuff around, it removes your object snaps, like your end point, midpoint, and all that stuff, to where you can't easily move stuff around. So what I do is visually account for it. I always leave a little bit of room all the way around it, and if it's getting close to the end of the plywood, what I'll do is count the amount of cuts that's going to make. If it's 1, 2, 3, 4 cuts, well, each blade kerf is 1/8 of an inch. So that's 4/8, which is a 1/2 of an inch. I'll give myself a little bit more leeway. Make sure I've got at least 1 inch of clearance there, and if I do, then I know I'm safe. If it's 4 cuts and the SketchUp diagram says that there's only 3/8 of an inch between my last piece and the end of the plywood, then I know it's not going to fit, and I'll move that piece elsewhere. So yes, I do account for the blade kerf, but not in between every individual part. It just makes things so much more confusing if you do that. Next project is 1, possibly 2 router jigs. I got a new router, plunge-based router, so I've been holding off on a couple projects because I want to use a plunge-based router to make mortises, and I was having problems with my last plunge base, so I got a different one. And this one does not particularly come with an edge guide, or I can't find an edge guide on the internet, so I think I'm going to make an edge guide and maybe something else for this particular router, and then I can get started on some interior projects like that sofa table I've been mentioning a couple times. I want to use traditional mortise and tenon joinery for it. So I think that's all I got. Yeah, that's all I got. See you later.